It's always important to have events, I guess full stop, because one of the things you need to do is get out there, let people know what you're about. And as that happens, people like Serge De Silva, who we often see in the community doing wonderful things, and then you get support from high-ranking officers from the Aboriginal world, and also people high profile like Adam Goods. So all of that leads towards a better understanding of what this is, what it's all about, and why we support it.
My pleasure to be able to come to an event like this and talk so openly about Indigenous engagement in the defence industry is something that I'm really passionate about, and looking forward to the engagement over here in the West. Yeah, so for me it's about actually letting people know who we are and what we're doing, and we've got 60 Indigenous businesses part of our consortium, and we've got about 10 of those businesses over here in Western Australia. And it's about showcasing their capabilities, it's about showcasing their reach here in WA, and some of those businesses have national reach as well. So I think tonight it's all about telling people who we are, what we're doing over here, and hopefully them wanting to do business.
I suppose myself being in the space of education, health, employment and women, education has played such a big part for Aboriginal people right across Australia, and part of our deliveries, what we do at the Rupunji Foundation is the big lead up to employment. So we have the VIGNETTE, which is a training employment program, and to be able to give a lot of those participants in our programs a pathway or an opportunity in the workforce is very, very, very important. So just gives them a really good opportunity to see what's out there, but most importantly having a support mechanism for them to make the right decisions in which field they can go to.
For me, I'm more on the ground. I work quite closely on the ground with my community, and I think for me, I would look at engaging with more young kids to try and get them, not so much employed, but into the services to give them some direction, because I serve from the level of 95. So for me, it's about, our young kids having some purpose, I guess, and I want to promote, and I do promote, especially Army, because I was in the Army for that amount of time. I do promote Army in the community quite a lot, and I believe that our young kids can benefit from their time in the services.
In my role as the National Indigenous Engagement Manager, there's a big focus within the business now, especially security, to look at the Indigenous engagement side of things. We do have a contract with Defence, and understanding what our clients want as well, which is especially the Department of Defence, and their requirements for the Indigenous engagement and Indigenous employment. So it's a very positive thing that we're doing, and that's just all through the business at the moment. It'll give us a bit more of an insight on what Defence is requiring, and also some of the areas that we have identified that may be problems that we've had with trying to attract possible candidates, and may be able to get an understanding of areas where we may be able to rectify those problems and hopefully get people into secure positions within our defence contracts.
I'm the current service manager for Derby Employment Services, so we represent Wanneroo Aboriginal Corporation, and we're just exploring opportunities how we might engage some of our school leavers. We've just recently had a career development forum in Derby, and it was just mainly locals and people from Broome who came and set up stores, so we're just exploring ideas and opportunities for our young people leaving school, but as well as for some of our job seekers that we have in our caseload in Derby. I think we don't see much of the Defence Force in Derby. They did come up with that 18 months ago, and they had a display on the Derby Open, and practically the whole town sort of came out to see the event. So just a lot of engagement from Derby, and I think it's, we haven't had the opportunity before, so that's why we're here just exploring.
Well, we've recently formed a joint venture with an Indigenous partner in the Northern Territory, and we've got a wealth of experience in the defence remediation area, and we've got a genuine strategy in terms of engagement with Indigenous personnel, training locals to work with our business.
I think it's all part of our cultural journey as far as changing our business outlook. I guess the more that we know and the more people that we mix with, I guess it implants on us a mindset in regards to the opportunities and also the networking opportunities of dealing with those people in the Indigenous space in the Commonwealth, which I think it's sometimes is not about what you know, it's about the people you know. And so it's part of our mantra as far as our parent company, Duratec, is concerned, as part of the JV, is that we're all about culture and we're all about people. And so we see that as a very good fit moving forward into the Indigenous contracting agreements.
Where I come from in Kimberley, we've got about a 42% population of Indigenous people, and looking for jobs that they can get involved in is a public opportunity, especially around defence. We've got North Force squadrons in Broome and Kimberley, so young Indigenous people are involved in that sort of type of work. So there's lots of opportunity, and it's not just about working in the defence industry, it's about supporting the defence industry as well. Probably just by networking with all industry leaders and other people that are here tonight, and just sort of explaining what the opportunities are from the north. Western Australia is a huge state, so there's opportunities in all sorts of areas, and we've got a RAF base in Derby, Curtin Air Base. We've got a huge coastline, the offshore gas fields and stuff like that, so there's a lot of areas up there that are quite valuable assets to Australia. So having defence assets in the region is a major benefit, and it provides economic impact into the towns, local towns, through just the troops coming ashore or visiting and things like that, but supplying parts, all that sort of stuff, transport, fuel. So there's a huge economic value.
I think defence is a huge area of influence for Western Australia. There's enormous opportunities, and I really think it's exciting that the focus on the Aboriginal engagement with this sector is being taken really seriously. And I think there's a lot of long-term opportunities for Western Australia in this sector, and therefore enormous opportunities for the Aboriginal community. So it's historically been critically important for our state and our nation to have Aboriginal engagement, and why should this stop here? I think it's a great topic.
Well, it's certainly of importance to my unit. I command an organisation that lives and works in Western Australia, particularly in the far northwest. We recruit from the local community, including certain industries and businesses, and we're very active in the Indigenous community, recruiting from that area as well, certainly in some of the remote communities. So any event that brings attention to defence industry, to Western Australia, and to Indigenous employment opportunities is important to us. And we see that any opportunity that can bring attention to the fact that there's a lot of people, there's a lot of money, and there's a lot of activity in the northwest. So, if we can use that and leverage that to increase our profile, to aid in recruitment, and also to deliver the effects that we like to achieve.
Well, I was very excited when I first got canvassed about this event and the possibilities for it. The equity and diversity, and also the looking at the capability from a purely Army point of view. These types of activities raise awareness, and awareness is the main thing. I think a large number of people don't know the full capability of defence in Western Australia, both the Navy, Army and Air Force. Army is mainly Army Reserve orientated, with Navy being full-time, but we have a very large regional reach with the Army, so we encompass everywhere from the Broome Shire border down to Albany with the 13th Brigade and into Kalgoorlie. And we have a number of Indigenous soldiers across that area that give us, once again, skills that their compatriots don't have, and knowledge and understanding of the land. So building on that and raising that awareness of they can have both a part-time career in the Army and a full-time career in the Army, I think is very important.
Well, I think we'll talk about the issues. We'll see that a lot is being done, particularly the Australian Army, and I was in the Army for a long time, and I was proud of the work that the Army did with Indigenous engagement in some of the remote communities. But now we see a push to try and employ more Indigenous people, males and females, but also with the new government program in terms of engaging Indigenous defence industry. That's another way of making sure that we're able to close the gap and make sure that our Indigenous people are able to share in everything that this country has got. And I think it's a really good thing that the government's got this program in that we can help, and we're going to get great results. We'll get great industry and great contributions.